Hello, friends. Hello. So, today we're talking about budget. How much do you need to live in Abidjan? Like, realistically, how much for a family of three to live in Abidjan? So, for those who don't know me, my name is Patricia. I am an Ivorian who used to live in the United States for years and then decided to move back to her hometown, her home country in Abidjan. So on this channel, I share what I'm learning since I moved back to Abidjan, what to do, what not to do if you're planning a move to Abidjan, and our adventures basically. So if that's something that interests you, don't hesitate to subscribe. So today we are talking about budgets, how much you need to live in Abidjan. Our biggest expense is housing. Housing is not cheap in Abidjan, my friends. Very expensive compared to what I was expecting anyway. So we pay 700,000 per month for a three-bedroom house in Kokodi. Okay, I have several videos on how we looked for a house, what to avoid when you look for a house, what paperwork you need if you're renting a house in Abidjan. So if that interests you, I'll put the link in the description. So we pay 700,000 per month. Our next big expense is food. I would say we spend about 300,000 franc per month for food. Again, this is way more than I had expected to spend living here, but that can be explained by the fact that we shop a lot in the supermarkets. I know. It's just convenient. We shop a lot in supermarkets, but there are also other options for shopping. There are markets, which I rarely go to. Sometimes there are wholesale stores, which we regularly go to, and all that. So the 300,000 covers all that, the food shopping, takeout food that we do sometimes because we're getting lazy and things like that. Next big expense that I did not expect is electricity. Our first electricity bill was almost 600,000 franc CFA. Almost 600,000 franc CFA. Granted, that was for 4 or 5 months of consumption, but I was still way more, a lot more than what I was expecting to pay in Abidjan. When I told my family that, they were like, duh, what did you expect? You use the AC all the time. You're paying for it. We were like, okay. So we try to decrease that, bring more fans. That decreased a little bit, not as much as I wanted, but yeah. So our last bill was 220 about franc for 2 months. So that's about 100 per month. So I think we can do better, but that's what we're at now for electricity, 100,000 franc per month. And then water is very cheap. We usually pay less than 10,000 franc per month. So the last bill was about 26,000 franc for 3 months. So that's pretty cheap. And we have a washing machine. So I think it's affordable. For internet, we pay 25,000 per month. We don't have the fastest internet. We don't have the slowest one. It worked for us. It gets the job done. I can upload my videos with that. So I'm not complaining. You can get faster than that for, the next, with the provider that I'm at, I think the next offer is like 65,000 franc for faster. And then you go to 85,000 franc. But we're fine with 25,000. And then we have somebody that help us with the kitchen cooking and cleaning, and she's here part-time, and we pay her 50,000 franc per month. And then we have a full-time driver, and we pay him 100,000 per month. And those two services are really worth it. Really worth it. I will slash another expense before I cut down on those services because it's worth it. I hate driving in Abidjan personally. Traffic is a mess, so it's really cool to have somebody that you don't have to think about driving. They just drive you everywhere. And then the last expense is gas for the car. We put about 10,000 to 20,000 every month, every week. Sorry, in the tank. So that's about 60,000 to 80,000 franc per month. That's it. That are fixed budgets in Abidjan. And that brings me to a total of about 1,365,000 franc per month that we have of fixed expenses, which is cheaper than what we were spending in Miami. But we also have to be realistic that we're not making the same amount of money that we were making in Miami. So I think we can still do better and, cut down some expenses, especially for food and maybe housing if I find something cheaper for next year. But this is what we are at now. Knowing that that does not include schooling, annual school fees, and health insurance costs for the year. So those are things that you want to think about if you're planning to move to Abidjan. Schooling is expensive. If you're going to put your kids in a French school or whatever American school, it's going to be way more expensive than what you paid in the US or in France, because over there school is almost free at one point, right? If you're going to put them in an Ivorian public school, it's cheap, but you know, it's different. So there you go. I hope you find these numbers helpful to plan for your move to Ivory Coast, West Africa. Every country is different. So this is for Ivory Coast. This is for Abidjan. There's areas in Ivory Coast that are cheaper than this, but this is for Abidjan and Cocody specifically. If you found that information helpful, please like and share this video. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in having information about how to move to Abidjan, what to do, what to prepare. I'm going to do more videos about schooling in Abidjan, about looking for your person to help you, in terms of the housing, house help, and all that in Abidjan. So stay tuned, subscribe, and thank you.